Hey, welcome to Foreigner in the Philippines. I'm just about to make the final trek up the road to the house, which I'm anticipating may be quite an adventure. So much rain has fallen, and the side slip, which you may or may not be familiar with, depending on the camber, you can be going along quite fine, slowly by the way, 4 or 5 miles an hour at the moment because of so much rain, and you can slip over to the side with at the very least very inconvenient consequences. So I'll turn around, and I'm doing a one-handed thing, but we're going so slow that I don't feel it's such a bad thing. And we're off the road, nobody else around. You see how much rain has fallen here. It's not usually as bad as this, even when we've had the bad rains, so you can see a terrific amount of rain falling. Some of these are quite big holes. I've just been down to get some materials which we badly need to be able to continue. Open a window so we don't have so much condensation. This little truck is what they call, let me see it, well, it's called a surplus, and which is not quite the same as saying second hand, but really amounts to about that, because what they do is they get them in parts and put them back together, and they do a certain amount of work on making them good, but of course good becomes a very subjective term. So now this is the first challenge. I always liken our trip home, the road, to be a little bit like a lock system. In effect, we're going through the first lock now, where we're ascending, getting higher and higher. And what happens is you go along relatively straight, and then you'll rise a little. You might come back down again, but in the main you're always rising in altitude, and that of course brings about its own problems, because this is, without four-wheel drive we would be struggling on this part now. We haven't got a terrific amount of materials on the back, but it's enough to put a strain on the little guy, our little red. Now this we really can't afford to have side slip here, because we'd be going down there. So it all looks like a walk in the park, but it's really not. As you'll see, where we had to leave the blue yesterday, coming home yesterday, as you can see, so much rain, so much mud, and the ruts in the road tend to grip the car, the vehicle, and pull it where they want to. I may want to stay in the middle here right now, but if it is meant to be that I get in one of those ruts, then I'll be following the rut. And now here's the next lock, if you wish. Okay, that's that one. Now I'm trying it in second gear, but it means maintaining a slightly higher speed, and it just may not be the right thing. See here, you can see those ruts. Those have been made by some of the heavier trucks. I'm in the rut. No choice, just follow it now. And yeah, the mechanics in the audience will be saying, oh, need a front end rebuild, and you'd probably be right. And then another rise. We've been stuck here before now. Just stop for a moment and wind the window down. I'll risk getting a little bit wet. See, look, you can see up to the first hill it's clear, and then it all goes into a shroud of mist. Here's our, what would have been a tremendous challenge. I would be doubting that we would be getting up here. If we hadn't come back and laid this concrete as part of our road project. So, we're on to the next level. There's a Srika house in the mountains. Up to the next level. After a while the eye plays tricks on you. Look at this now, I can't tell in a moment whether we're going up or down. Now we're going in the rut, that's for sure. Still has a special kind of beauty. Look at that, so shrouded in mist. I surely live in a most beautiful place. Now you can see it starting to rise quite steeply. All the time we're getting higher and higher. See, right here we really don't want to be slipping off to the left. Off to the left is, well, not such a happy time going off there. It's not like it's a terrifying precipice, But if you were making your way to the bottom there in a truck that was rolling over side to side, it wouldn't be a lot of fun. And you have the same here, and that's even steeper. So come about March, or maybe, let me see, April or May, we'll be looking at needing the grader to come in and make a fairly simple pass over this road. Now, as slippery as the road is right now, and with the camber going off to the right, it's tricky. I believe it's centrifugal force that is trying to take the vehicle to the right when we're going around a left-hand curve, and the wheels are trying to take us left-hand, but the weight of the truck is trying to continue straight on. And if you take it too fast, centrifugal force would win the day in the wet, because there would be no traction. Once again, off to the left. We're going through the palm plantation now. I always think of the palm plantation as almost like a living dead, because it's been so neglected. I understand from Beth, she tells me, I mean, look at that, looks like a pile of spiders all climbing up the tree. Beth tells me that this belonged on part of a huge property, and at one time would have been heavily invested in. But right now, I believe, according to Beth, I believe that the property has been neglected because, sorry about the camera angle, I'm lying on the passenger seat so you can get a better view. It's raining a little bit, back up the window. The owner died, and in a strange kind of way, the plantation died with him, didn't it? This is quite spooky at night. Coming back, there's no light pollution at all. If the rain has been coming down too, I need to get into first for this. I need that window up because I'm getting soaked. Once again, the force of the vehicle is trying to take me off to the left, which I don't want to do. I love this spot usually in the nice weather. Let me clean off the window. In the nice weather, this is where we get the first glimpse of where we live, and that's our hill there. You've got the hill coming down from the left and the big tree in the foreground there, and then behind in the far distant future is our hill. And on a good day you can actually see some of our roofs of the houses. You can see Rado's house from here. You can see Manalina's house. That's the house in the middle of the picture. Get you in the middle of the picture, and then off through the branches of that tall tree is Rado's house. Now, going along at maybe 3 miles an hour, okay? So the Waddy-Wats are going to be saying, well, you shouldn't be doing the camera and driving at the same time. In first gear, 3 miles an hour. And here's where it gets kind of risky, because if you start to drift off, you go into that ditch there. This is what happened with the Blue. There's nothing you can do about it. Because as I said, and we're gonna experience that now. On the left you have that deep ditch, and on the right, in a moment or two, we'll be having the rice fields. And while it's very inconvenient going into the ditch on the left, it's a lot more inconvenient rolling over into the rice fields. Really trying to keep out of that ditch there, unsuccessfully. I'm going to try to get back onto the main path away from this ditch. Can we do it? No, we can't. Or maybe. No. No, it's really important that we get back now here. No, I'll have to go back and just switch off now.